Welcome to the Mochi podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Zach, with my host, Tim, and his host, Hayden. Yeah. And we've actually got Lake with us this week.
I'm back.
It's been like 4 weeks, man.
I know, dude.
It's true. He's been busy with working in school and stuff, and you know,
got a
adulting,
job,
doing
got some
adult
education.
things.
Man, I gotta do this adult thing for the rest of my life, man.
One thing I wanted to bring up before we get too far. Last week, Tim told us a very interesting story about the Switch Bandit, the BestBuy Switch Bandit.
Yes.
And in just a few days of recording that recording that episode, a turn of events has happened.
We had a guy who came in and steals Switch games. He's been doing it for about a year now, and he's like accumulated, I think, up to $5,000 to $6,000 worth of just video games in general. To the point to where he is like absolutely like incredible and stealthy and just right with it. He can just knock it out. Super
Incognito.
Yeah. And so the guy comes in the next day. We shoot the podcast that next morning. Boom. This guy walks in the store 30 minutes before we close. As soon as he walks in,
does he have like the Charlie Chaplin like mustache and like nose and glasses combination on his face?
No, he is just a regular guy.
You said he was like a normal look.
Yeah.
Like he's almost hard to distinct. Like you guys know what he looks like over the year of him coming in.
Yeah.
But it's easy to
like glance over.
So
him.
he walks in and Mobile's right there. And Peyton, anyway, sorry. Peyton is just right there and she sees him walk in and she goes over the mic like, Charles.
We got him.
Dude, that's the guy. Call 911. 2319. And Jeff, who is our new guy, he's like typing it. Is that what I type in?
2319.
And I'm like,
9112319.
You know what 2319 is, right?
I do now.
The year of our Lord.
It means call 911.
No. 2319 is from Monsters Inc. And yesterday was 2319.
Oh, okay.
So it was
obviously, everyone. Obviously.
It was so stupid, but they were just screaming over the mic, and I'm like, guys, just tell them to call the police. Anyway, right. 2319 is from Monsters.
Package secured.
So, anyway, he goes back there, and we're like, kind of like watching there staring. He's looking around, and then, man, he's just...
But you can see him over the camera, or can you see him in person?
You can't see him over the camera. Because,
okay.
Like there's a camera right there that can see you, but he goes
right.
He's done, and it's in his pants, and then
so you see him, you witness him do it, but I guess store policy, you can't go up and like grab him or anything.
Yeah,
you gotta wait till he leaves the store.
He didn't even leave the store. So like, man, shout out to my manager for real, because like. Boy, thug. Like the guy's walking up and like I would be so scared to like, stop someone, especially someone that's like he does this in every store.
Mm-hmm. Was he like, yo, where you think you're going, cuz?
No, he didn't do that. He's smiling. He's like, hey, let me talk to you over here real quick. Hey, over here. And so the guy cooperates and just like, he doesn't just dart out. He walks over and then like they keep him there, talk to him real quick while the police come. So it's more of like a distraction.
Yeah.
And so they finally get him. He finally gets that. He goes out, and then we have cameras in the parking lot, so we can see.
Okay, hold on, back up, because I lost you there.
He starts walking away.
Oh, so he couldn't distract him that long.
Because he was in and out in less than like.
Okay.
3-4 minutes.
Okay. So then he turns around, he heads towards the door, he's walking out.
So Charles gets about 10 minutes. I would say 10 minutes for them to get there. They get there, and then the cops pull up right when he's like leaving the door. Mm-hmm. This boy just starts running. Cop cars pull around, kind of going, and he actually runs all the way to the Pinnacle, to the very end where the main road is. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he jumps it. But about a year and a half ago, they put up a big fence so people couldn't do that
Oh,
anymore. Probably for a safety hazard, but I would say it's more for like, I guess, stealing. Because I
Yeah.
mean, people usually just do that and hide out. So they built that fence, and then so he jumps over and he literally sees the fence, and then he just lays down. And from the camera, he lays down, but it's a garter rail, so
Yeah.
you can see the bottom.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just see a guy just sitting there, and then he gets up and he just runs. Like, just runs on the other side of the garter rail all the way down past Cajun Steamer.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, like, we're watching this later on the camera.
Oh, okay. You're not all like live, like
No, not live, because I
Boring.
still had to work.
yeah.
But we're just watching it on the camera, and he looks like one of the dogs that chased a rabbit during like a hound race.
So he's hauling ass.
Yeah, he's just like, he looks like the guy
Damn.
chasing a rabbit. Like,
Damn.
and then he jumps over. And then he goes, he runs to Cajun Steamers, and we see him just kind of like that. And he walks to the Cajun Steamer, and then I guess he goes in there and just eats. Like, I'll take the water and the bread.
So the cops lost him when he took off running?
No,
where
they're like waiting outside of it, and then
I'll pay
like,
you in a
but we had the
Switch
cameras on him, so we show the police, and they're like, "Hey, he's in a Cajun Steamer. Just wait." Like, so they're
yeah.
just waiting. So they didn't end up arresting him, but they know where he lives, and he has warrants for his arrest. He has a felony. Like, he's
Hold
like,
on, stop. He walks in the Cajun Steamer, and the police are like, "Dang it,
he changed clothes.
he got away."
He changed his clothes.
Like that's it?
How? Did he have a backpack?
Mm-mm.
How did he change his clothes then?
And homeboy got away?
Did he freaking like rob somebody of their clothes in the bathroom or something?
Right.
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how he did it.
I don't understand how the police are on him, and they're like, "Yeah, he's in Cajun Steamer," but
We
we'll
don't
wait.
think like thieves
Well, maybe.
though.
I mean, for at the same time, I don't know if they can literally walk into Cajun Steamer. Hey everyone,
To catch a fugitive?
if they have warrants, I believe
we got
they can.
a Nintendo Switch thief in here. Who is it? Raise the game.
Everybody stay calm.
Walk into Lambert's.
But they
and
can-
throw a
us.
roll at him.
They know what he looks like though. They saw him walk out of the, and they can see him on your cameras.
To an extent, I feel like if they have warrants, they can go a little bit further than that. But that's crazy, man. He
He makes it sound super easy to get away from
and
the police.
he already had like his escape
Yeah.
route and everything, and the fact that he was able to change clothes, that makes me think he's probably wearing clothes on under his clothes he was already wearing. But
Most likely. I mean,
that's crazy.
he came in a white shirt with just a jean jacket and then jean pants and just like, I mean,
just don't believe it. I just cannot.
We just
believe
don't think that
happened.
way.
I cannot believe that happened.
But-
that the cops are just like, oh, I guess we lost him.
Cajun Steamer, damn it, not again. We'll get you next time.
Hey, that's the secret. You need to get away, Cajun.
Is that like the
That's it.
equivalent to like a basket of hay in Assassin's Creed?
pretty much.
Yeah.
I wish that would be great. That's like a Freddie Wong video.
Yes.
That they're like, oh, what am I gonna do? Basket of hay.
Right,
Just
yeah.
dive into it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But when you said that, like your manager or whatever, they were kind of smiling at the person. They're like, "Hey, right over here, please." When I was working at Target, there was a lady who was trying to walk out with a like full like basket of like groceries, or whatever. And I think my manager at the time, she stood in front of the exit door and like smiled at the lady, and she was like, "The checkout lanes are right over there," and she wouldn't let her leave or something like that. That happened. And there was another case where it was like, what's it called? The asset protection people, whatever.
Yeah, AP.
This one guy who was doing AP, he tried to stop these ladies from stealing, and he didn't touch them at all. Like, he was just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you not to do that or leave the premises." And one of the ladies just started swinging on him,
Ooh.
but he couldn't do anything at the time. So he said he's like, I managed to dodge all of them, but the first one because I wasn't expecting her to come out the gate just swinging.
Dang,
That's
dude.
crazy. But if you like try to like apprehend them yourselves, you can get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Mm.
But I can understand why.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to whoop a customer.
Right.
As
yeah,
much
you
as you would want to sometimes.
Be liable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, dude.
Uh,
Well, because
he spit on me.
last week you said that, he's been doing this so long that you know what he looks like, his name, and his Facebook page, where he's like selling all of these games and stuff.
He ain't ever. There's no way he's ever going to come back into our store. He might go to 280
See him next week.
next week. He comes in with a mustache.
I said that. He just walks in with like the glasses, the nose, and the mustache combo, and it's just like,
That's the deal. Then you walk out the door.
Good chap.
You can take it off in front of the cops, and they're
like Clark
Kent.
Kent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's
we
him.
lost him.
Damn it. He's a tricky one.
God, but
Oh man.
that was like a day, and all of us are sitting there just watching it, like just watching this happen because like we're closed, like there's no one in the store,
Yeah.
and he's the only one, and we're just like, what do we do? Like we can't like
Yeah.
Just look at him.
Barricade the door or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So were you working when this happened?
No,
then?
I wasn't.
You weren't there?
Mm-mm. I was in the group chat though, because like you mentioned it in the group chat, and you're like, the switch thief is back. Cops are called. I'm like, oh.
Are you familiar
There we
with the guy?
Yeah, they told me about it. They showed me a couple pictures of him, but
yeah, he hasn't been since I think Lake's been there.
There was
Been a minute.
There was like one of the holidays I worked when I was working at Target. There was a guy, I think I told you guys about this on a previous podcast about how a guy broke in at one point to Target at night and like stole TVs.
Yeah, they
and then
busted through the wall or something.
Something along the lines of that, and then he came back like maybe a day or two after to steal CDs.
And that's when you caught him.
And that's when they caught him.
Yeah,
And I remember seeing like the police basically like I think they tackled him onto the ground because he was running for it. And yeah, that was crazy. I remember seeing that like from afar, but I was seeing it from far away. I was like, oh.
Gotta get them CDs, man, before they stop selling them.
Yeah.
like Best Buy.
Yeah, which we don't sell them anymore.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
We got a bargain bin. Wait, do we still have that bargain bin?
Yeah, that bargain bin at Best Buy. There's some good music in there.
It's all 50
real
cent.
good music for what, $3.99?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Man,
Wow.
that's some good CDs in there. Damn, Mochi, shut up.
I hope that picks up. It won't, but I hope it does.
I don't know. Am I hearing it through this or just through the door?
I don't know.
Through
You're
the
hearing
door.
something.
We're hearing Mochi meow a lot, and we're like, oh.
God,
Still going.
Did any of y'all actually peek through my room and see the new mattress today? God, dude,
I did borrow some lip balm from Sarah though.
No.
I didn't look in the room.
Tim, when you're not home, I never go in that room. So.
Well, the door's open, so
Oh well.
I didn't know you see.
So you got a new mattress?
Yeah, I got my new mattress today. And also, Ivan works for Ivan Williams, Spicoli, ibuprofen, whatever way. He delivered it. He works for beds, and so pretty much he helped me get a deal too. Like I didn't pay all the extra stuff.
Nice.
He came in. They knocked it out.
Did they take the old one with them?
For free?
Is it still like one person that delivers it, or is it two?
It's two people.
Because sometimes I've seen people deliver them where it's like they'll have a driver and then they have the guy that literally one guy takes the mattress out by himself and takes it to the house.
No, it was both of them, and they
That's
knocked
insane.
it out. They came in. Both of them commented on the. He's like, dude, show me a podcast room. He's like, man, I was telling this guy about like you as a rapper and then all this stuff, and he's like, and he came in and he's like, he goes, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Ivan, he rules.
Yeah,
now my new mattress though, so me and Hayden, we're floor sleepers where we have our mattress on the floor. So you can judge us if you want. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's on a box spring.
Yeah,
it's still
I'm part of that club.
Yeah. Anyway, it's nice. So, but now I actually bought a bed frame.
Oh,
so I have a bed frame in there now. It's only this much off the ground though. Okay,
that's what I wanted to begin with too. But
a foot, 2
feet.
On the floor is like totally fine.
After the podcast, you will see
because you saw
our new box is about that big, and our new mattress is about that big.
Mm-hmm.
So our mattress,
like that cat is
our
going
mattress,
ham.
everything is now as tall as our lamps on our nightshade.
Like 2 inches from the ceiling. No.
Are you serious?
Yeah. If you want to open that door and just go look at it.
Can we put Mochi in there when I take a peek? Can I put Mochi in your bedroom?
No, because he's going to scratch at the door. Sarah's going to have to open the door anyway.
Anyways, like you're talking about how tall remember how tall my bed was at my parents' house? Dude, that was like 2 inches from the ceiling.
It's the same way. It's huge.
I hated it.
Is it just because the mattress is so thick?
Yeah, the mattress is fucking thick.
So it was like my bed frame at my parents' house. Imagine like my already box spring and the mattress being on top of this like table, and that's how high up my bed. That's how high up my bed was. Yeah, and I hated it.
You gotta get like a running jump.
Exactly.
It was a step stool to get in your bed.
100% was
falling off of that thing at night.
That's what I was gonna say. What if you roll off in the middle of the night?
Well,
Dude, rip.
you'll sleep on the floor the rest of the night. Try and climb back up. Maybe
That's one of those. That's one of those. It's the fall that wakes you up, not the hit. Like you're like, I'm falling, and then you wake up, and then you hit the ground.
My sister actually, Tabitha. When she was younger, because I have 3 sisters, and my mom had them like all in 2-year intervals. So like they had bunk beds at one time, and Tab was like on the top, and she rolled off. And like they had the steps, and she broke her collarbone.
Oh God!
like, so that's what I imagine. Like rolling off a bed like that. I mean, like there's some damage you can do versus on the
You got
ground.
a nightstand. You got to move that out of the way.
Yeah, just
move it over a little bit.
I have scars on my back from when I rolled off of my bed, but it was just like a normal height the bed, like small, like lower than this table. But it was one of the old school bed frames with the headboard and footboard, and it had the metal bars on the side. Mm-hmm. And I slid off the side of the bed and then caught that metal angled bar on the side.
You sure that wasn't from last night, Daddy?
Unless you, no, I was a child.
Talking about like bed.
Why did you make it go there?
Because I was a child when this happened.
I don't think I've ever told this story. Talking about like bed incidents with like getting hurt. This is nobody got hurt in this incident, but this is like kind of funny. When 2016, 2017, I don't remember. We went to FYA 3. And on the way down there, like the night before, the first day, we like spent the night at this like in the middle of nowhere, Florida, on the way to Tampa. Which I should probably explain what FYA is. FYA is a hardcore fest in Tampa, Florida. It's 2 days. It's usually towards like the beginning of the year, so it's like the first like weekend of the year. It's just a hardcore fest. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. As on our way down there to Tampa, we stopped in the middle of nowhere, like Florida, at this because we were super tired from like just traveling basically all day. We were like an hour outside Tampa. We just said, screw it. We're going to get a hotel, super cheap one, the next one we see. And we're going to like sleep and then head straight to Tampa for the fest.
Right.
So we were like already like pretty hyped to go to sleep, whatever. As soon as we get in our room, we're like hanging out and then we're about to like hit the hay. But one of the guys I was going with us named Casey Werner, he gets on the bed and he's like, just like being an idiot rolling around, but he rolls off the bed and his knee goes straight into the wall.
Ooh.
Casey's like a tank. Casey's like, he's a big dude. Doesn't hurt him at all. He
hurts the wall though.
Yeah, hurts the wall. I don't know if I still have the picture somewhere. There's a hole in the wall like this big.
Dude.
It's like a foot. His like entire knee and leg goes straight into the wall. And then he steps back up and he's like, all right, guys, yeah. And we're like, Casey, you just knocked a freaking hole in the wall, dude. And he turns around and he goes, oh, shit.
So what'd you do?
So we didn't tell the people at the hotel until like we were like freaking out, thinking we were gonna like they were gonna like charge us a lot to fix it.
Yeah.
But Casey didn't get hurt. But yeah, like the hole was like a foot big.
Yeah.
Like, length and width. And the next morning we were leaving, we were like, yeah, we accidentally knocked a hole in the wall. Was that a problem? And the guy did this. We were like waiting for him to be like, yeah, it's going to be like this much to fix it and blah, 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 blah. But he goes, that's fine.
What?
He goes, that's fine. And that's it. And we just left.
He probably hates his job.
No, he was super chill. And we were like,
that's
cool.
You just walked in.
They underestimated how big that hole was.
Or imagine a scenario where like he was just robbing the lobby, and the actual clerk is like tied up underneath the counter, and he's just standing there like, hey, we just knocked a hole in the wall. That's fine. Yeah. Fine.
That's fine. Actually,
leave.
Here's money.
I'll give you money. Here.
But he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. He made a note of it, and he was like, you'll have a nice weekend. And that was it. And we were just like, see, and we left. And yeah, FYA was fun, but that incidents with like a bed like that is just funny.
I don't know. Zach probably remembers when I was doing my first mixtape, Never Cool, and I had this song Wondering, and I was doing a video with Ashlyn, and man, there's a lot. I wish I actually finished that whole video. During the shooting of that video, Zach brought over a projector and we projected on a screen, and I was pretending to like watching me rap like on a van. Man, we were just not good at camera work when we did that video. I could make that video probably look incredible now.
Yeah.
But we weren't good at them. Then there's this scene where Wondering is about like me and a girl, and about like kind of our love affections. It wasn't about that, Zach.
About what? I didn't say anything.
Blur out Zach's hands.
So tell me about this music video.
But anyway, there's this part of this music video where me and Ashlyn are like fake fighting. Like we're like having like a couple argument, and Ashlyn pushes me out of my bedroom, but she pushes me too hard, and I fall through the wall.
Yes. 100%.
Ashlyn got them muscles.
Yes.
Do you remember? Do you remember? So I don't know if you ever came to my house when the wall wasn't painted. Was it always green when you went to my house?
I think so.
So the wall was just never was repaired.
Well, first off, Jimbo was like,
"You idiot! Because you are literally stupid." But now we get to paint the whole kitchen. Yeah. So it kind of worked out, honestly.
Yeah.
Mom, I know you're listening to this, and I know you're happy I fell through that wall. So
it all works.
You're
out.
welcome.
But it took a while to
Ashlyn.
finally. Didn't you have to pay for the drywall or something?
Yeah, we could put the new drywall on, and then the house didn't get painted for like another year because Jimbo was just so busy at work. We couldn't paint the house, so I finally helped him, and we knocked it out in like a day.
Because I didn't know about the hole until I came over and saw the new drywall. I'm like, oh, what happened here?
And I showed you a picture.
And you showed me, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh man, it was so funny.
Was that when like Tim was like kind of chunky a little bit? Had some weight.
I was fat my entire life until
yeah. So
now.
take like the girth of a boulder and throw it through a wall. That's what had happened.
Yeah, I was like 220.
As you were falling through the wall, you felt no resistance.
No, like I literally, it's like she pushed me and I just did this, like literally just, and that was just enough. That was 100% enough for me to cause this huge gaping hole.
About how big was it?
Oh man,
About as big as you are?
Like a 3 foot by 4.5, 5 foot hole.
I'm gonna look it up because I still have my old Instagram.
Damn.
Like a hole, like a person. Throw a person through a wall. I feel like I lost.
Yeah,
You did
you
because
did.
we were touching the thing.
there it is. Yeah, that was that one.
It's like when Shaggy runs through the walls in Scooby Doo, like how it formed. It was like to Tim's body shape.
I'm glad you mentioned Shaggy because I want to talk about that
God.
next. Explain to everyone why Shaggy's even a thing right now.
Shaggy is like a meme. He's like exploding again as a meme right now. The first time I saw the Shaggy memes was like people were taking like interviews from like the original like just live action
the live action movie.
Scooby Doo movie, which is an awful movie. I don't care what anybody says, that movie freaking sucks.
You do know how it all started, though, right? If I remember
memes?
correctly, like it all began when there was a video of him like taking on a whole bar of bikers, like a biker gang who's just like fighting the biker gang.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real.
It's like one of the older, or not old. It's one of the newer cartoon versions of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
So I took that, and then everybody's like, "Oh, dude, he's like Super Saiyan, Ultra Instinct, Shaggy."
Yeah. Shaggy's
using
always
like 1% of his power.
Like also Scooby Doo's also low key been like becoming a meme like more like often and often. But like yeah, memes of people like taking interviews from the live action Scooby Doo movie and making Shaggy be all like, yeah, whenever I was just on set, like the blah 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 power would just take over and something like that, and like I would only use 1% of my power type thing, and then the next thing I would know is that like where that meme is coming from and stuff.
Yeah, it's literally it's because it's Shaggy literally is like a bar. Like they're
I don't
like
really know what it's about.
like
I haven't been paying attention to those memes that much because I don't think they're that funny.
they're not.
I'm like
I have
The only
idea
good
what
one
you're
that I
talking
found
about.
was maybe of course Scooby Doo was CGI because every dog within like 30-mile radius was instinctively afraid of 1% of his power. That's when I scrolled across. That was the first time I ever saw this meme. I was like, what is this we've come across?
and it's I didn't think it was that funny, but then like Tim on the way to get food the other night mentioned to me that there's going to be new DLC for Mortal Kombat featuring Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Shaggy is actually in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
And I was thinking, I was like, I would like it if Shaggy is like goofy and skinny and weird looking, or like how cartoonish. I don't want Shaggy to be like buff. I don't want Shaggy to be like a Street Fighter version of Shaggy, where he'd be like super buff, super like like a mean looking. Like I want a goofy version of Shaggy to be like ripping the throat out of Shao Kahn and then like laughing in his face. Because that would be a lot funnier.
You know those movesets in Mortal Kombat where you can like down triangle back or something, and you can do like this portal move where you teleport? Just get that, except make him where he does that little windmill run and just disappear off screen and come back on the other side. I can totally see it.
So I
what is calling in Scooby-Doo a special or something?
Yeah. I just want to see. I just really want to see his fatalities. I just want to see him kill everyone. Like, like the he said, like the mystery machines just drives through and runs someone over.
Yeah, that would be funny. Or like when they take the mask off of like the villains and say it was blah 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 the entire time, like they rip their skin off.
That would be
damn.
Yeah, I mentioned that to you, and like the skeleton's just like, I would have gotten away with it for you meddling kids or something like that. And I was
that'd be sick.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, instead of like having fatality, just put mystery solved on the top.
Jinkies.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Jinkies.
God.
Goodness.
God.
All right, boys. Well, since we're talking about cartoons.
You've been wanting to talk about this for like
3 weeks, man.
3 weeks, but I don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about Animu. We got Lake on the cast too, so might as well.
Oh yeah, Lake said he's got a catalog.
I got 2 shows.
Well, you made it hyped up like it was
I hyped it up. I hyped it up. You got to.
2 shows.
Yeah, so I've been recently watching. No, actually 3 shows. So there's Love is War. I recently started watching that.
Steep.
The reason I started watching that is because like there was this Reddit forum of Chica, one of the, however you say her name, and it was like this dance sequence at the end of the episode 3, and it was so like well animated. It's almost like 80% of the budget went straight to that one shot.
Chica from Love
and
Live?
so no,
Love is War.
Love is War, yeah.
Oh, okay, is that an idol show?
No, it's not. It's between these 2 geniuses that are in love with each other, but they can't admit their love because of their pride. So they're trying to like trick each other into like confessing their love. It's.
I'm just glad
really
they weren't
insane.
brother and sister.
Well,
Yeah,
that kind of reminds me of there was a show in the 90s done by Gynax called His and Her Circumstances, I want to say, or Karikano, which is like really really cool. They don't want to admit they love each other either for a lot of the series, but they're like deeply deeply in love, and they hate to admit to it.
They just make you mad the whole time because you're like, love each other, love.
Well, it's like not majority of the series, but the very beginning of the series, it's like them arguing all the time, but then they're just like, but why do I love them?
So how many episodes is it? 12?
So far, there is
It's currently airing.
Yeah, it's currently airing. There's only 4 at the moment.
Okay.
But since you brought up brother and sister, there is another show.
Oh,
it's not cis x cis, is it?
They're not blood related. This is how. All right, so
okay,
just to give you a summary of this one. So this guy meets up with this chick at a mixer and gets together, and they end up doing it. Well, he also has
which is good.
But listen. All right, he also has a crush on his teacher. And then his dad remarries, and the woman that he remarries to, the 2 daughters that she has, is the crush of his teacher. And also the chick that he had sex with. And now they're all living in the same house together.
So it's called Domestic Girlfriend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's domestic.
I saw it on Verve, and I read a little bit about it, and I was like, doesn't really seem like my thing, but I know it's going to be...
Modern Family or something.
I was like, I know it's going to be like
Arrested
popular.
Development, something like that.
Because like those kinds of weird like love story type deals are like always popular no matter like who's the
There's
audience.
a lot of drama in it, and like me and Zach, I'm a sucker for drama.
So...
Yeah, no, I agree. I've taken Verve has finally bit the dust on my Fire Stick, so I have to watch it on my PlayStation.
What was the third show?
But my PlayStation doesn't
sorry to
pick
cut you
up
off there, Zach.
My PlayStation doesn't pick up Wi-Fi that well, so I've been coming to thank God that Tim has this massive Blu-ray collection of just all these different shows I've never heard of. And so it's almost like Blockbuster. I rent a few shows, watch them, then return them, and then he gives me something else. And so he's told me about 3 or 4, and of the 4, 3 of them were I love them, and then one of them was a miss.
I need to. I have another recommendation for you, but I need to look at the DVD because I thought about it today, but I forgot what I was going to do. I would know it as soon as I see it, though.
You just need to keep watching Haruhi. Because you already watched like 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah. But in my defense, I thought we finished that.
No.
I thought
nowhere near finished.
That was
you still got to
done.
watch the 2-hour movie.
Yeah, and the
then it
2 hour
makes
movie is
then it makes the series incredible. Except for those.
Is that the
8
one where you
episodes.
can't watch like episode 8 or something?
the Endless 8. Yeah, where you
No, you
have
can
to
watch it, but you can watch it 8 times.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck
I can tell you like where to. Like,
Oh, yeah, we
go-
did talk
go-
about that.
Go with that. But anyways, what was like? You said. Which one of you said something? Third show?
Yes, third show.
Oh, Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yeah, that's been really popular this
Yeah.
season, whatever.
So there's
These
a character,
names, man.
Raftalia, has pretty much taken over Reddit. Like you can't scroll through Reddit on any anime type subreddit without seeing Raftalia.
So it's like
So like Bowsette,
seasonal waifu.
No, it's like she's a raccoon, but for some reason,
if she like sexualized.
a raccoon.
no, not yet.
Oh, she's not a furry.
Not yet.
I'm a raccoon.
But she was like when you first meet her, she's a slave girl, all sick, and then he buys her, and then treats her, gives her medicine. But as she levels up, she like ages. So from like one episode, she's one age, and then she ages up the next episode, and then everybody's like on Reddit trying to figure out should we loot her or should we not? And it's like
No.
just don't.
Yeah.
How about no? Just
Is
don't.
it like an isekai show, like a video
As long as
game
she
show?
gets
I really
old
don't
enough,
know.
Right?
No, well, it's
Come
more
on.
like this character opens a book and then gets summoned to another world.
So it is
In a way,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
like an isekai show.
Pretty
which
much.
Isekai just basically means put into another world. You're
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
into it. You're brought into a alternate world. So yeah.
Is that like
Yeah.
the show you were watching about the guy who plays all the video games?
No,
not
no.
really.
No.
How to summon a demon lord would be
Demon Lord is
that'd
like
be the same
isekai.
thing.
Oh my goodness, that
I've heard
show.
you guys talk about that a lot.
That's
but I haven't
incredible.
watched it.
Sword
It's
Art.
a
Incredible.
good show, but
What's it
that
called?
thing pushes limits.
Island. That's what you need to
What's
watch.
it called?
Uh,
How to summon a.
How to Summon a Demon Lord.
It's super etchy. It's super fan servicey.
Yeah,
if you can
dude.
get past that, it's really funny.
I don't know.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that kind of stuff, though. So
What'd you say? Island?
Island's pretty good. I don't know if you would like it or not.
the
but
big
close,
show
yeah.
that
I
kind of
would.
I like
capitalized.
drama like you, but I didn't get far into Island.
I don't know. I may
The-
side with him though because we connect on a lot of shows.
the big show that kind of like capitalized on isekai or like into another world type of shows is Sword Art Online. That was the first big one that like, and there were shows like that before it, but Sword Art Online was like the first big one that was just like and it was
Yeah.
just so popular.
And
at
I
the
might
time.
get some flack for this, but Sword Art Online would be a perfect anime if it was 14 episodes long.
It's bad.
Yes.
It's not a
I
good
agree.
anime.
It would be incredible if it was
It
14
If
doesn't-
it would have just
episodes.
ended once, like,
He gets that, yeah.
when he wakes up,
Yeah, that's
and then
it.
Asuna
Nothing
wakes
more.
up, that'd have been done.
That'd been
have
fine, yes.
perfect season.
It's
not-
So you should watch up to episode 14.
14 and
It's-
then stop.
It's
Okay.
an okay show, but it doesn't make sense as an MMO actual video game, and
It's
that's what
just
bothers me.
It's stupid just because it's like, hey, let's play this video game. Oh, we're trapped. Oh, we get out. Hey, let's play the game again. Oh, we're trapped. It's literally every season.
Hmm.
It's literally every season.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, why?
Are
Why
you,
do
are you
these
watching
people do
season
it?
3?
No, of course I'm not. I
All
stopped
right,
at 14.
I'm watching season 3. Guess what happens?
They get another game?
Yeah.
Of course. And then they're going to get out.
This one's different, though, because instead
Is
of,
it?
like, VR, it's his soul.
Can we get a Tron anime? I'll watch that.
It's his soul.
I'll watch.
Cue
Get
the
Stuck in
X-Files theme.
Yeah, it's like this machine that takes your soul and puts it in a program, pretty much.
I started JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's been pretty freaking epic so far. 4 episodes in, and I told Zach, I was like, man, these 4 episodes have already been better than the first 20 episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Dude,
I want to
Dragon
know
Ball-
how that dude got built.
They've been talking on
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z lately about like people that like started the Dragon Ball Z because a lot of people are not older like us and they're starting anime. There are people like do all the people that are watching Kai instead of like starting an original. They're missing Goku and Piccolo to try to get their driver's license.
which is
I'm like, why would they want to?
which is just filler and not
What?
canon, and it's just like one of the most fun Dragon Ball Z episodes in my opinion because Chi-Chi dresses Piccolo up like a trendy hipster to go get his driver's license, and it's really, really funny.
And the thing is, like, they try to hide people like them, like the people that are like really weird and like different, like from society. Like those, like people that fly and stuff like that are like, you're like, they fly? Like, it's so weird.
But there's also like dinosaur people in Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
and stuff
I
like
don't
and
get
like
that,
animal
though.
people.
Like, they have tournaments. Don't
Yeah.
people see them in the tournaments flying and stuff? I don't watch it.
See, Dragon Ball Z
is
isn't a perfect
But I
series.
thi-
That's what we're getting down to.
Literally, okay.
Very flawed.
So-
Gotcha.
Classic, but very flawed.
Just, I'm gonna say this one statement.
Mhm.
people think Hercule is the best fighter in the world. That's how stupid people are in that anime.
In Japan,
They think Hercule beat every single person and saved the world.
Is he the redheaded guy with the
No,
mustache?
he's the guy that looks like Coach Steve from
redheaded guy with
from
a mustache?
Big Mouth. He's the one that has like that big thick eyebrows, mustache, and huge puffy afro.
Yeah, isn't that a red afro?
His name is Satan.
No, yeah. In the original Japanese version, his name is Mr. Satan.
Yeah, they're like Satan, but they call him Satan in Super.
Yeah, but for kids,
They don't call him Hercule in Super.
But the 4Kids dub, they had to call him Hercule because I mean, if you have little kids being like Satan,
I love Satan.
yeah, get him, Mr. Satan.
Yeah,
like
for
the
real.
parents would be like, nope, turn it off.
What is this devilry here?
His devilry.
I mean, people thought Pokemon was the devil. I can't what was
Those
Dragon
pocket
Ball Z?
monsters, man.
Dude, my mom thought it at one time. I was like, then Yu-Gi-Oh came out. She goes, okay, Pokemon ain't that bad.
them
'Cause Yu-Gi-Oh
Pokemon,
was like-
them pocket Satans, they're bad.
God.
But Island sounds sick. I'll check that out. Well, no, I think we talked about that already.
It's 12 episodes. Okay, just a little synopsis about it. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Anyway, a guy washes up on the island. He says he's from the future. He finds there's these 3 main girls, and he pretty much has to try to figure out who he is. And this one girl named Renee, thinks that it's his I don't remember his name. Sune? I can't remember. Anyway, thinks it's his old like lover.
Mhm.
And then this whole relation and time travel happens in it, while also like falling in love. So it's like there's the love aspect, there's the mystery aspect to it, and it's only 12 episodes. So it like
Yeah. But you didn't get into it?
Nah, she's a lolly.
Huh?
I'm surprised you didn't get into it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's just weird. He's like grown, and then she's clearly
She's 22.
don't look like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
Duh.
weird. That'd kind of weird me.
it's
out.
That's
not.
why-
They don't have sex or anything.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do.
that's
any,
the only thing that kind of just like veered me away from
No,
it.
they don't do any like dirty things in that show. It's literally just love. Like they love
Yeah.
each other.
Well, because Tim's been on a roll. Like I said, he's recommended like here in the past
I
week
want
or
you to
so.
watch
4 different
Toradora.
episodes.
Toradora is like one of my favorite animes.
So I
We
want to watch
just
that.
watched something about that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like the redheaded character, I can't remember her name, but
Tyga.
Tyga. Yeah, she's
Anyway.
like the most iconic.
She's not red hair, it's brown.
Let's let Zach finish. What do you
Yeah.
got?
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm just pitching in, adding some stuff.
Yeah, no, I was listening.
I got like a million things I could recommend.
Yeah, Toradora would be what I would recommend to you, just because Toradora is it's a drama. It's about two people want to get with 2 other people that they're really close friends with, and I don't want to spoil anything else.
Mhm.
But that's really like that. They look like best friends, and they're trying to
Mhm.
help their friends get into each other. And but also Tyga is an asshole, and then the other guy is seen as a scary person because he just looks mean.
His eyes are like scary to other people, but also because his father was like in like the Yukaza or something like that. Yeah,
So, but it's
Okay.
really good. Even
I'll
though,
check it out.
I watched a little bit of it, and I really couldn't get into it that much. Like, it's a super popular show. Something
It's
funny,
longer.
like.
Oh no, man.
it's longer, by the way. It's like 26.
Look, I'm
or
dumb. Just
24.
ignore me. Continue.
Oh, okay. I thought you were laughing. Then I was about something.
No.
I watched like 10 episodes of it.
Go ahead.
I watched like 10 episodes of it, and I just could not get into it. And I think it's just like stylistically, it kind of bothered me a little bit. And they talk about that in the video we just watched about how the main girl, Ami, how her design, she's like a model, but because of her design, you really couldn't depict her as a model. She just looks
Yeah.
like a normal character.
Mhm.
But the 2 main characters, Tyga, and I don't remember the guy's name, but they're like the characters you can easily pick out because they have like distinct characteristics about them, and they're very animated. Just like story wise, I guess it didn't grip me, but it is like a lot of people love that show.
Everyone's pretty much is a standard. I would say, except for the redhead girl, her, Tyga, and the main guy. I can't remember his name. They
It was like Sukon.
they're all 100% just like you see them and you're like, those are really they're like really identify. And then the other people you see, they're just like normal school people that you see in anime. They just walk in the background. She kind of looks like Mako, which I would recommend Kill la Kill to you. I don't know exactly like Kill
No,
la
I
Kill.
would not. I've tried watching that.
The guy's name is Ryuji.
I couldn't get far into Kill la Kill.
Oh man,
Dude,
it's a
Kill la Kill
perfect,
is
not one bad
Like, I
episode.
like all the
except
art
for
and
the
stuff.
25th episode, which doesn't count.
Yeah, the 25th episode is just like kind of a additional thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not part of the rules.
There's a lot of that in Darling in the Franxx and other stuff.
I still gotta watch
You want to check
that.
your cameras?
Yeah, we got to reset cameras real quick.
Well, while we reset cameras,
Let's talk about this week's sponsor. You guys
holding
want
us down like an anchor.
Let me-
Am I right?
I
This
refuse to
episode
sink.
of the Mochi Podcast is brought to you by Anchor FM. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast.
Like the Mochi podcast.
That's right. Best of all, it is 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now,
So
Anchor can
easy.
match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. No microphone, no mixer, no problem. With Anchor, you can record audio straight from your mobile device.
Yes, like your razor.
Like your razor. Yes, Tim, exactly. Anchor supplies you
The
with
Razor phone. Oh, okay.
Anchor supplies you with the tools you need, along with the resources to distribute your podcast on all major networks like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So if you're looking to launch a podcast, do it with Anchor. Sign up today at anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. Thank you, Anchor, for supporting this episode of the Mochi Podcast.
Thank you, Anchor.
Thanks, Anchor.
What are you talking about? Yeah, you're shaving in the morning and you're like, I'm going to record
No,
a
he
podcast.
said the phone.
I said, the phone. I thought he meant like Razor as well, and I was like, I forgot there was a thin phone called a
the
Razor.
scooter.
The scooter. Do you record it with the Razor scooter? Could you imagine?
Dude, I saw someone on freaking Instagram today. It was like one of those little ads where the guy did
The circle? The loop?
What?
360.
No,
Sorry.
he was on a scooter, a Razor scooter, and he did like a full flip and landed on it. And I'm like, why would you spend so much time in your life to get good at riding a scooter?
You're beating your own ass is what you're doing, because getting hit with a Razor scooter, you're not coming back from that. How many times does he have to whoop his own ass?
For the ladies, man.
Dude, doing the flip around.
ladies,
and
man, they dig it.
Just imagine pulling up on a Razor scooter and be like, what's up, ladies? And you just try to contain yourself, ladies, and you just
And he pops off the handlebars and makes some droop.
Yes. Yeah.
oh man, speaking
This
of
is
not
me
coming
now.
back,
This is me now.
Do you see those around campus downtown?
No.
Oh, do we have bird scooters now
What are
downtown?
those bird
it's
scooters?
easier
Bird
to,
scooters?
Never, I'm not going to
Murder
go there.
scooters?
Bird scooter or lime scooters?
Lemon
The little
scooters?
motorized scooters. Shut your face. The little motorized
Sprite?
scooters that have like taking over major cities and pissing everybody off and
I don't know.
The
pay
whatever
like a do-
scooters are taking over somewhere.
whatever, guys.
Wasn't it featured on South
Whatever.
Park?
I don't watch South Park. I
You're
don't know.
talking about Swagtrons.
Yeah, that's what the word I was looking for. Swagtrons.
First of all, I hate that the person who made those scooters named them Swagtrons, and they continue to make so much money from them being called Swagtrons.
I thought that was a joke. You're serious? There's
Yeah, we
scooters
sell them
called-
at Best Buy. That's what the hoverboards are called. They're called
no,
Swagtrons.
No. I'm talking about
Dude,
this
if
is like
anybody
a,
came into Best Buy and was like, hey, do you got some Swagtrons? I would lose it.
You would lose it because
Yeah.
you would have to show them they're right down there by gaming.
I would have to look it up on Core Blue to see if we actually have it.
We have them.
I would be like, we're in a simulation and just run away.
Yeah.
Does it come with a free pair of shutter shades when you buy?
Does it come with a
Swagtron
free pair
scooters?
of Wake Me the Hell Up? Damn.
It comes with a V card.
Yeah. It might.
Talking about, I want to
need
get
to buy
back
one of
into
those.
the recent show that I've been watching, unless you guys want to keep going with Swagtrons.
No.
I'm
I want
God.
to know about this new show.
It's not new. It came out.
It's called Swagtron.
It's called
And,
Swagtron, featuring Mr. Epic and Swagadelic and Zach McCown. Yeah.
Wow.
The Swagatron podcast, Swaggy podcast with your boys, Swagden, Swag, Swim, and Swake.
Swim and sway.
Swim is my favorite.
So we
Swim.
so we've hit our swag our swag
cap-
quota.
We capped out. We capped
Swag
out.
quota for the episode.
Oh man. Hop up on the podcast.
So what is this new show you're watching?
I've known about this show for a hot minute. It's called Girls Last Tour. Have you ever seen this?
Is it like
It
a
sounds like a porno.
World War II type?
Am I right?
It's post-war type area. It takes place in like this post-war world. It sounds like a porn. I heard you.
I was just laughing. It was pretty good. That's pretty funny.
We were waiting on
You're
everyone
funny,
else to
Tim.
laugh.
You're so funny,
It got
bro.
my ass. I'm
You're
sorry.
so good.
Oh,
Please don't grab my
I'm
ass.
sorry. Please don't grab my ass.
But what's it called? I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna call it by the Japanese name real quick.
What do you say?
Laugh.
My
Girls
girls-
Last Tour.
Girls Last Tour.
It's not gonna talk about it.
Girls on tour. So is it like dancing, singing?
No, it's a World War II.
No, it's not Girls on Tour.
Oh,
It's
girls.
Girls Last Tour.
Oh.
It's like
She's
a
not coming
tour.
back.
It's like a tour that you go with on getting deployed, like
That's like
going
a
to
horror
war.
porn.
Oh.
That's like
Like going to war.
Oh, I did.
Not like you're going on tour with a band.
Well,
or,
see,
Tour de
my
France.
previous statement still stands.
Yeah,
she might not come back.
it's post. It takes place in like a post-war world, and it follows the characters. I believe their name is Yuri and either Chite or Chito. I want to say her name is, and the world like everything is like barren and destroyed, and like there's nobody else in the world. They do come across like other people, other survivors from time to time, but for the most part, you don't. I'm only like 6 episodes in, and it just kind of follows them. And stylistically, the characters look very, very simple. But the world around them is like very like
Get the hell on.
super. What's the best way to describe it? Like they look super out of place compared to their world or whatever. It looks like a real world. Like everything is like super. Looking at yourself in the mirror or in the camera. Everything's super like torn and like war torn. Like there was like a really bad battle there, and like it's led you to believe that like everybody is like dead. So and it's them traveling around, and like they don't really know much about the world that came before them. Like they're not sure. Like they take a picture of themselves in one of the episodes, and one of the girls, Chito, she says, "When I take this picture, you say cheese." And the other girl, Yuri, she goes, "Okay, but like, what is cheese?" They don't know like some of these things, whatever. And whenever they do have to take a bath, they're like, "Do people take baths like regularly?" Like everything is gone in this world. It's really, really weird. It's like a lighthearted show, but there's like dark undertones to this show as well. And basically, they travel through this city on like this like kind of like motorized like bike that looks like it's like a war bike, like a tank almost. It's kind of
Swagtron.
It's called a Swagtron essentially, but it's like a little tank that like 2 people can ride on. That's almost like in like a bike form as well.
Oh, that's what
So
you're
it is a
talking about.
Swagtron.
It is a
I
Swagtron.
It's a
know what you're.
sidecar.
It's about the 2
Sidecar
cute
thing.
little girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
I'll show you pictures afterwards, and you'll be like, because
It doesn't look like what he's talking
Oh,
about.
yeah,
hey,
it's awesome.
Yeah, there was one scene I remember. It was like a meme or something where she was like about to eat something, and then the other girl snaps it from, or like debows it from her, and then she's like, "What?" Looks up, and there's a barrel pointed at her face.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't look anything.
But it's like a super chill show, and like halfway through the show, and I really want to know because they're just traveling through the city trying to find like get to the other side of the outside world to figure out like what's going on, and mostly it's just like them hanging out and figuring out what like stuff is outside their world and learning along the way. And they do come across like people every now and again, but it's like for the most part it's just these characters exploring and learning new things, and they're adults too, but they don't know like a lot of like things that like normal people should know. It's really interesting. I'm excited to like see the end of it, and it got like really great reviews and stuff like that, and I think it's going to have a second season soon, so that'd be awesome. It's only 12 episodes, and like when you look, like I said, when you look at the characters and then you look at the world that surrounds them, it's just like you plopped like 2 like super cartoon characters into like a really like gritty looking show.
Berserk.
Like basically you plopped 2 like Adventure Time characters into Berserk. It's almost like that to that extent, you know. But super interesting. And
Speaking of season 2, do you think Kokoro Connect will get a season 2?
no.
Heartsea will definitely not come back.
Yeah, dude, having season 2s with a lot of animes is very rare.
And it's also very bad.
Which is
Fully.
that's a great series
Ah.
that you recommended me along with a bunch of other ones. And
But
that
I
one
think
was
I
like-
think it's only great though because it is one season.
it is, but they leave it on like the way that it like ends. I mean, it should have ended maybe like 2 episodes before, but the way that it really ends, there's like a cliffhanger, as if there could be a season 2.
Yeah.
The thing with like season 2s though, or going on to like other seasons with anime, is either the seasons after the first one can be either like even like above and beyond better, like with Hunter x Hunter, and as well as like there's a show I was watching not long ago. I need to watch more of it. It's called Natsume's Book of Friends, which like the first 2 seasons you get like really really good reviews, and I was on my anime list, which like ranks the top anime like by people who've watched it, like the users. Season 6 of that show is in like the top 30, and it's like considered like one of the best ever. And I'm like, I gotta know why this show is so good. This season is so good. But then there's like season 2 of like you said Psychopaths, where it's just like don't even bother.
Yeah.
And
well, we're definitely getting a season 2 of Megalobox, right?
No.
No?
No. Do you remember the ending? He's done.
I guess I don't remember the ending.
And then there's like you get like sequels, like the Fully Cooley sequels, where like people were like outraged over
I
it.
still gotta watch the 3rd one. I haven't watched it yet.
Didn't get good reviews.
I still gotta see it though. I need to. I just need to have 2.5 hours and not a video to edit, so I can watch it. Or I guess I technically could watch it while I edit a video, because I mean I don't have to pay attention that much.
Oh, speaking of, hey, that frame for your poster, what size is that?
Which one?
The Fully Cooley?
Fully Cooley.
Fully Cooley.
The one you
Yeah,
got
you
at
can measure
MomoCon.
it. You can go measure it.
I think
It's like an 8 by something.
It's a weird dimension.
no, I think it's like 13 by 17 or something.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Something
Probably weird.
Because mine fell off the wall the other day. Like the little protector, it just got like, it was kind of sagging a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like it was like 3 a.m. It fell off. I'm like, oh, what? It scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Great.
Season 2, I'm trying to think of like good season 2. I don't like K-On! Season 2 that much. I thought the movie was better than season 2 K-On! And then they always talk about Haruhi getting like season 3 technically. Season 2. I don't want that to happen either.
Haruhi should like, and that's been hinted at for like a long time, and like Haruhi came from light novels, and of course the light novels continued out after the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope it never does get a new season. Like a lot of people want it, and it's a beloved series. It's like my second favorite series of all time. It doesn't need another season. Like when it ends at the movie is how it should end for like the animated series. But I also go on. I talk about this like a lot. Second season of Clannad is like amazing. It's incredible, and like it's the reason it's probably in my like top. It's probably my 3rd favorite ever now. But
I want a second season of Demon Lord, which we're definitely gonna get.
Oh yeah,
I want another one of MMO Junkie.
Shows like that.
Yeah.
Shows like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should.
Well, how old is MMO Junkie?
From 2017. It was fall winter 2017.
And I still haven't got the Himito Umari-chan. Like I don't even know if season 2's out for that. The little
thought it was. I thought there was a second season out.
Maybe I haven't watched it yet. I need to check because like no one talked about it.
Pretty sure. Well, like that show is like, if it was, it might be old, but that show is just like a straight up meme. So
yeah, I need to still watch Nichijou. I need to finish that. I have like 5 episodes left, but like season 2 is always. I see it like as like in music, like a sophomore album of someone. It's most likely going to be garbage, but sometimes it hits and it's just like really nice.
That. Yeah, it can either make or break how is like a franchise or a series is going to be looked at.
Yeah.
Like the one that talked about the guy who's really good at games, The World God Only Knows, that has like 4 seasons, which is ridiculous.
I haven't even finished the first one yet.
It's like I think it's like 3 seasons actually, which is
good.
like 3 or 4 seasons, which is like for a show like that. And the first season was good, but like for an anime to get even like more than 2 seasons is like, and it's not a long running shonen, like something like Hunter x Hunter or like something like that, or Dragon Ball Z, whatever, or Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, it's like it's almost unheard of. Like there's plenty of times where a show would just get like its own season and its own like 12 episodes in its own particular season. That's it.
I wonder if you would like Tokyo Ghoul, Zach.
Everybody says
is it stuff that you have on Blu-ray? Because otherwise I probably won't watch it.
But this is the weird part about Tokyo Ghoul. So if you're a fan of Tokyo Ghoul and you have an opinion, I don't care. So, season 1 is incredible. Season 2, which is called Route A, is incredible too. But a part of season 2 that came out is not canon, but it follows the story perfectly. Then season 3 came out this year, completely different art style, like 20 years or like 15 years in the future, and it's just like not good. And then now they just did season 4, and season 4 is part 2 of Route A. And I'm like, I haven't even
what the hell is happening?
All you need to do is watch season 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, season 1 and 2. Put it that way. It's nice. It's brutal. Has great characters, great fights, great design.
It's got a Corky in there, man.
Yeah.
Kind of bring it. Also, we watched and me and Lake watched like the 4th episode of JoJo, and like we were watching it for a little bit, and like they didn't really have any idea what was going on. I tried to explain it to him about like, and it was like I said, it was 4 episodes in, but it already like brings you into the fold for like just the craziest shit. And it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I really want to get into it because so far it has 9 parts manga, but it's 6 parts like anime has already been adapted, and like each different part, it does follow the story of the Joestar family line, but each different part is like, to my knowledge, is usually pretty standalone. Like you can watch any part you want, and it doesn't really necessarily have to connect to the other parts, which is like really, really cool. Like our friend Brent, he cosplays as Jotaro or Jotaro, which he's from part 3, and I really want to watch that because like I thought his design is just like super cool. But I really want to like get into it because like when it comes to like the legendary action like manga and anime series, whatever, it's like that is up there with Hunter x Hunter for a lot of people. Like, and you see cosplays of it, and like people are just like praise it above like everything else.
Like you can't be part of a community anime wise without hearing something about JoJo.
Yeah, it's
like
everywhere. If you're not on the Hunter x Hunter,
in this podcast room.
Yeah.
Just where
Joseph Joestar is right there. I got that poster at MomoCon.
Oh, that's right there.
Yeah. But it's like when you talk to people about like the big battle shonen or like the big like action anime, you're either on the JoJo like ship or you're on the Hunter x Hunter ship. It's like you can't, or like if you've seen either of those, and I've shown all of you some of that of why I've loved Hunter x Hunter, but those are like people's top for sure.
My big thing this year, I'm so happy that all the Dragon Ball Z fans are finally falling back, because every time someone mentions Dragon Ball Z, like we always go watch Hunter x Hunter, and all of them are finally watching Hunter x Hunter, and they're like, oh, this is so good, like I can't stop watching it because it's just so much better than Dragon Ball.
It cuts to the chase, and it's not.
It looks better too,
but it's almost intimidating by how
long it is.
Yeah.
But it's not long. Dragon Ball Z is way longer.
And you can. I watched
way longer.
And you can ask Tim, and I've told you guys this before. Over the course of a year, and I watched it from like one summer to like the next summer, but I would binge Hunter x Hunter like 10 or 20 episodes in like a couple days, and then I wouldn't watch it for a while, and I'd watch another series, and I'd finish that series, and then I'd go back to Hunter x Hunter and binge it like crazy for a minute until like I dropped it for a second. So it's a super easy show to watch, in my opinion, and it feels like you won't realize 25 minutes has gone by the time it gets to the end of the episode. And it cuts to the chase. There's no real filler episodes. Everything it has to do with, it's all connected. So it won't like leave you like, there's no, like I said, no filler. So
I'm excited.
It's just, go ahead.
No, you're good to finish, Fish.
So like, in my opinion, when it comes to like shonen, sometimes it doesn't drag its feet at any point. All the fights are like usually 1 episode long, which is good. And the only thing that's really long about the show is half the series is one particular arc, and it's the Chimera Ant arc. But everything else, that's like the legendary one. And that's why I think like when people watch it, they're used to Dragon Ball Z or like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like a duel is like 10 episodes,
right?
Or a fight is like 25 episodes.
God, Yu-Gi-Oh, man. If you guys ever want to watch a comedy, Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1, it's
pretty good.
That's really just any scene with Kaiba is literally hilarious. Like he just is the worst voice actor.
It's really funny, but
Yugi,
man, but that was a show back.
Meet me in my duel tower.
No, I love
coming home after school to watch the WB.
Yeah,
watch that air
and
baby.
talk like Yu-Gi-Oh is super like inspired, especially the way like they dress, the way they talk, the way they their like poses, whatever. Super inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, especially because like later on in the show they get these things called stands, which is like that thing that like Brent carries around, that like giant guy with him. That's considered like a stand. Like they're kind of like there's I'm not 100% sure. I haven't got to that part in JoJo. Obviously, it's like their spirit weapon, quote unquote. People who listen to this might be into JoJo are gonna be like, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But
I don't even know. I didn't know. I thought he always brought him because I was like his best friend.
No,
I had no clue.
Where was I going with
weird.
this?
What was annoying?
He was messing.
I'm
with
sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Caps.
I'm sorry. But like the way Yugi and the guys that interact with their monsters, the way Yugi interacts with his like dark magician, whatever, how he kind of has like a personal relationship. He calls it the heart of the cards. That's so corny. Yeah. That's similar to the way JoJo, like the guys in JoJo interact with their stands, to my knowledge. So,
well, Yugi's a cheater. So if anybody ever has played the game and then watches the anime, don't watch the anime and learn to play the game because it's wrong.
But the manga came before the card came, didn't it?
Who cares? Yugi's a cheater. He literally, he's like, this is the card. Yes, this is it. Oh, I got it. Boom.
Dude, you want to talk about... So I've seen and I've looked into it a little bit and I kind of want to read it. The original Yu-Gi-Oh manga is like brutal. It's like, and especially with the original, the season 0, the first Japanese season of Yu-Gi-Oh, like people straight up die. Like there's a manga
Shadow Realm, bro.
Yeah, like I think somebody told me they introduced the Shadow Realm for the United States, or like for the version that to be shown in the United States, because the idea of death in the show was like too dark, so they wanted to be more targeted towards like kids buying the merch for the show. So they brought the Shadow Realm in, so that's not nearly as dark, even though the Shadow Realm is still pretty like disturbing for a kid's show. But there's like a manga cap. I think it's like a.
Imagine if Trump,
dude, if you get those, I will read those.
Imagine
really?
if Trump built a.
Dude, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
But there's
like if you get those,
there's a manga cap. I might have to go find it where it's literally one of the monsters. It's like one of the dragon monsters has somebody in their jaw and they're like biting down on them and the person's like dying. That's like from the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. And I'm like, holy.
I'm gonna take your life and your points.
Like seriously,
like,
give me your star chips.
Yeah, pump,
and your life.
May.
But,
dude, Joey's funny in that show too. Him and Tristan, man.
Tristan's original voice.
There's an accent right there.
What?
Joey.
Yo, Yoog. Yogi.
Oh, I forgot he sounded like that.
Sounds like a dumbass. Nah, I was one time watching Yu-Gi-Oh with Noah when me and my friends, like a few years ago, we got really into, because it was when like they brought it back on Netflix. We all of us watched it, and then we got like super into Yu-Gi-Oh again randomly, and we all bought the cards. And I was watching it with Noah and Noah's mom, and Noah's mom started talking like Joey. And it was cracking me up so bad because she could actually do the accent really well.
Dude, if you want to get back into it, they have an app, a mobile game called Duel Links.
You told me you played it.
It's really, really good. And they have all the voice actors in it too, so the characters, like they all sound like they do from the show. And so when you duel, it's really, really good. It's a really fun game. It's free too. Duel Links.
We're not sponsored by that game, though we wish we were. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, this sounds like a sponsor right here.
Heart of the Cards sponsor us.
Oh my God.
Kaiba Corp sponsor us.
Yeah, Capsule Corp.
We got any other animes to talk about?
I did want to talk. Last week we had a question about if we were all going to Comic-Con and if we would be talking about that. And yes. Then in the group chat, we've kind of pitched the idea of MomoCon again, but we have talked about AWA. But we haven't talked about what I'm really pushing Hayden to do, which is to set up a table and a booth at AWA to sell off a lot of the stuff that you already want to get rid of, but not necessarily on eBay.
Right.
Mochi's
screaming.
Don't sell it!
Yeah,
Don't sell it!
Don't sell it! But I said...
What would Wraith say? That's what she would say.
She probably would say that.
I would totally be down to help you do that, and that would be so fun to set up like a booth.
So I already have like...
You have to pay though, that's the worst part.
It's only like $30.
Yeah, it's like $30, but I think the thing is...
figure right there.
The thing is that you have to buy the whole weekend pass to be able to set up a table too, which is like... I think the whole weekend pass is only like $70. But like you would make your money back if you're selling stuff at the table, so it's not a big
And
deal.
the stuff that you have to sell.
Yeah, and like me and Tim went the first
This room's
night.
empty. I need to buy some.
Yeah. I mean, like we saw the people's tables full of just like ridiculous amounts of
It's
stuff.
garbage. Most of it was garbage, except for the.
I wouldn't say most of it, but there was a good amount that it was just like it appealed to a specific niche audience for people to get into it, and then some of the stuff was just people they just wanted to like give it away.
But dude, we could make it sick though. We could make your little square with your table, and then like a thing around.
And we could also like we could also
badass.
like we could also like
I'll put up a little monitor, and we'll just play
our podcast.
different. Yes, exactly.
I was gonna say
we'll
could
give out free stickers as people walk.
No,
by.
I was also gonna say we could also plug the podcast if we did that too. But yeah, because I'd been thinking about like trying to like downsize my collection because like I've always kind of collected stuff, and I've always kind of collected stuff, and all of us here have also collected stuff to an extent. So just like and I was listening to a podcast about this, and they were talking about on the podcast why reason people collect stuff is because it's a physical manifestation of the things you love. And it's like just so happens that there's a lot of anime merchandise for just about everything you can imagine. At AWA that specific year that me and Tim went to this like big sale, I bought Neon Genesis Evangelion mints, like a canteen, like a little like can of mints, and I was just like, it was $1, and I bought it. It's just like it's just one of those like really funny odds and end things.
You should sell that pillowcase.
Oh yeah, Tim bought me a body pillowcase one year for Christmas.
Shannon's pillowcase.
Oh,
not talking about that one.
God, yeah. So that one's bad.
Those okay?
What? I gotta leave in a second.
I can't see that one, but that one's okay.
Yeah, I gotta go and take a final exam and feed that damn cat.
Yeah, dude, he is on one tonight.
Let me in. It's my podcast.
Yeah, but anyways, I got like a bunch of stuff I want to downsize, and I already know like a majority of the things I want to keep. I have like an idea, but to downsize in general, get rid of it.
Go get the cat.
Open the door, Lake. Let Mochi come in so he can make his presence known, and then he's gonna be like, you know what?
I want back out. You know what? This was
just
not.
Open it a little bit. Come in. Hey, jump on the table. Show the people you're alive.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, buddy.
That boy. AWA would be sick. $30, even if you do have to buy a weekend pass.
I've considered it, man, but it's just like, and we have enough time for sure.
That's all I had for this week. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're possibly gonna like sell all my stuff, and if we do, you'll see footage of that. But that's not for like until like November. That's not until like November. So we have till November to like kind of figure that out. But I don't know the deadline to like set up a booth, whatever. So I'll look into it this weekend again.
Okay, sick.
Awesome. And
And
when I do it this weekend, because I'll actually have at work, they don't want us having, because I had so much overtime last time. They don't want us having overtime for a while now. So I'll have plenty of weekends off to like look through all my stuff and kind of make a list and do like get like a visualization of how I kind of want this to go. And if you'll be willing to help me, I mean, all you guys could like help me out with it too, and that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be down. I'm so down.
Yeah, it'd be fun and put a little bit more money back in my pocket and like clear some space in my room and for sure declutter. And Tim's talked about wanting to declutter, and I definitely feel that too. And
Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot of stuff.
I mean,
Like a lot of stuff.
Next Mochi podcast, there's nothing on the wall.
We sold it all.
Yeah, there's no table. We just do
that's
this.
why our mics are so nice though.
We just hold the microphone.
We just got like little bills hanging out of our jackets and stuff.
We go back to $40,000 mics.
Episode
Down.
1.
Down.
Episode 24.
All right, everyone. I think that's going to about wrap us up for this week. Thanks for hanging out again on
Mochi, thank
this
you.
week on the Mochi Mochi podcast. I've been your host, Zach, with my host, Tim, and his host, Hayden, joined once again by Lake. Hopefully you'll be with us next week and the week after that, just every week in between, brother.
So, Lake, what did we say at the end of the podcast?
We loved him.
We loved him.
We loved him.
Watch anime. We loved him.
Welcome to your movie day.